Hey everybody, welcome to the Falcon one-shot. On the agenda today is Rain of Bullets, which is actually a title slated to come out on August 19 on Steam. The demo for the title is available now if you want to check it out at your own leisure. But what I'm playing right now is going to be a beta build of the final build coming out on the 19th, so if there's any sort of weird issue, just keep in mind it's still a few updates away from actual full release. If you're wondering what Rain of Bullets, however, is, very good question. It is actually a horizontal bullet hell shoot 'em up type of game, which is stuff that I actually grew up playing as a kid. And on first sight, Rain of Bullets kind of plays out very typically, there's nothing too amazing about it at first sight. But once you unlock some of the things and the features that the game actually brings into it, it turns the game completely around, and it's kind of really surprising because I initially got the build of this game maybe a week ago or so ago, and I played it and I was kind of like, it's alright, nothing great. I decided to record a video for it today though, so I took it out for another spin, played it a bit, just to kind of get used to the controllers, and next thing you know, I'm like an hour or 2 hours playing non-stop, and I'm like, wait a minute. So as you can imagine, it definitely has that whole one more run type of element to it. Let's get into the game here really quickly, and I'm going to do two things with this video. I'm going to show you a run before you really unlock the rest of the game, and then I'll show you the run after you unlock a bunch of stuff, and that's when the game becomes really, really fun. So let me go with the, I guess, vanilla version first. It's not really vanilla, the whole entire game, even the other save is vanilla, but I'll show you what I mean pretty soon. Initially, you only have room for one weapon, and then as you go along through the upgrades here, you'll be able to actually unlock different weapon slots, so you can go up to, I'm not even sure what the amount of weapon slots you can unlock, but so far I have 4 weapon slots on my other save, so that's to give you a little bit of an idea. You can also increase your health points, your luck, shield, auto gun, which is your regular pea shooter. So if we go to my inventory here, for instance, these are some of the weapons that I picked up initially with my other save, and these were all just blasters, not really much of a variety just yet, which is initially what also put me down the game, and I was thinking, well, there's not much variety. This is kind of really plain, but oh boy, was I wrong. So for instance, let's go ahead and for the hell of it unequip this gun here. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to show you the fact that how the equipment system works, which is actually really fun. So instead of just picking up a power-up in the stage, right, like say a spread shot, a laser shot, a homing missile. Instead of doing that, you pick up pieces, and then in the hangar you get to attach them to your ship, wherever it's able to go to. You can't just go and do this, right? For instance, it has to definitely be attached to your ship. What's cool about this is you could actually switch the trajectory of your shot. So for instance, say my pea shooter shoots down here, right? Say I want some some vertical support or some ground support, I could do this. And that is actually switch the trajectory of the shot. So instead of just shooting straight ahead, I could just be like, hey, I want you to shoot upwards. So now I could shoot straight ahead with my pea shooter, and this blaster will take care of any enemies above me, which is actually really fun in its own right. And imagine how much fun this is once you unlock more weapon slots. So as you can see right now, I have my pea shooter just shooting straight ahead, and then my blaster just shooting at an angle. So I can just hang out down here, take care of the road issues, and then my blaster should be able to take care of enemies ahead of me. Now, these enemies will not be here forever. If you want to get the best score in this stage, or in every single stage, you definitely want to kill every single enemy and pick up as much loot as you can. Now, I took some damage right here. Now, if you get caught yourself in the middle of some sort of bullet hell situation, oh, by the way, that right there was actually a dude to drop some items for me. If you get caught in a situation where you're going to take some damage, you can use the shield, which is going to be boom. And you can actually use that shield as well to take care of a platoon of enemies, much like I did right now. It turns into the fist of God, and you're just punching stuff through. Really, really fun in that regard. But as you can see right now, this is what I mean. It's kind of really plain when you see it like this. It's kind of like, okay, well, it's a fun little game, but, nothing too crazy just yet. And we're going to wrap up this stage here, and then I'll show you my other save file. And I already have a ship ready to go. I have 4 weapon slots unlocked. I have a few lasers, a few blasters. There's also flamethrowers. There's also missile launchers, which I've unlocked. Now, one of the things that I didn't really focus on when I mentioned this stuff earlier was the fact that you could actually upgrade each and every single weapon itself, because they all have different levels to them, and based on their stats, right? So for instance, this blaster over here, if we look into this here, you'll see that I could level up damage, fire rate, range, projectiles, etc., based on little components that I find in each and every single stage by, doing good. The flamethrower was actually pretty fun initially. It's really good for area of attack damage, but I'm not really crazy about the range. But again, as I mentioned, you could actually increase the range. As a matter of fact, let's increase the range right now. We could do, let's see. Range is right now at 0. Do we have any range upgrades? We do. We have a component of 1, so this will increase it by 1 level. So let's go ahead and insert that over here. 40, go ahead and do it. So from 4 T miles is going to go up to 4.4 T miles itself. I'm not going to equip this one just because, you know, I kind of feel comfortable with my lasers and my blasters, but again, there's a bunch of different variety of weapons. And now let's go into launching into our mission itself and show you how fun this game is once you get a bunch of upgrades unlocked for you here. Check this shit out. This is me with my lasers. As you can see, I've actually positioned some lasers to actually fire in trajectories. My blasters actually go different places. I've upgraded my pea shooter quite a bit. So this is when it becomes fun as hell, because everything starts getting really crazy. You start getting a souped up spaceship over here, and man oh man. This guy, by the way, you might want to take care of early because, yeah, he does that. Not good. And also, perfect. For this type of stage, you want to make sure that you don't get those, let those, I guess trains you could probably call them, get ahead of you or behind you, because if they do, you won't be able to get back behind them anymore, and they'll be shooting up like lasers or bullets like that. I guess what is that, like more like flamethrowers? Yeah. So it's going to be really difficult for you to get through the stage because they'll be just kind of shooting upwards when you're over here trying to avoid the bullet hell going on above. But because of my trajectory that actually shoots upwards a bit, you can see that I take care of most of the enemies up there while just hanging out over here in the bottom and having a good time. Yep, got you. Now remember, the premise of this is to actually kill as many enemies as possible because you get more rewards when you do that. Less damage, good. More enemies killed, good. So those are what you're kind of aiming for over here. And certain enemies will also drop items for you, which will be rewards and type of weapons and things of that nature you can actually pick up, and then use it to upgrade your ship afterwards. And after we're done here, I do want to show off the boss, just to give you an idea how that works out. The boss itself is relatively easy with this setup that I have going on now, but initially when I went in there without the super buffed up setup, it was a bit more difficult for sure. It wasn't really difficult as much as it was just kind of like he was a damn bullet sponge. I just slammed into that train, which actually did a lot of damage. That's my bad. Playing these bullet hell games and talking at the same time, not as easy as it looks, let me tell you. We got 15 seconds. The timer right there is not, you know, it's an indication of how much time's left over before the stage itself ends, so, you know, don't really worry about it. You're not trying to get to the end of the stage by that time limit or anything. So I missed out on one ship right there, or one train, but not really a big deal. So they're all done. I lost a little bit too much health for that one. Probably won't get a pretty good grade out of that one, but that's okay. We got a B rating, not too bad. We killed 98% of the enemies, so we probably missed one or two. We lost half of our health. We got some rewards, and again, you get better rewards the higher your grade is in the level itself. Let's go into Hangar. So right now, you're not going to do any damage whatsoever. You have to wait for him to kind of expose his vital parts, I suppose. Come on. Open it up, my friend. Say ah. Alright, there you go. So now we're doing damage, as you can see, relatively fast. His pattern isn't really too bad. You definitely want to stay within the range of your attacks, though. So, you know, as much as I like my lasers, I could definitely still upgrade them a bit more to get a higher range over here. But as you can see, we're just kind of plowing right through this dude, taking some silly damage. Not too happy with that. Alright, let's just get through here. Now, he has two different phases. That's going to be phase 1. You could trigger phase 2, 3, and 4 by doing more damage. So right now, this here usually lasts a bit longer because, as you can see, I'm over here just going to town doing a bunch of damage, but he'll start sending his missiles at me, and that actually gets you out of that little corner to move around over here. But you can, again, trigger the next stage or the next phase over by doing enough damage and just getting him out of this mode here relatively easily. So this should be coming to an end pretty soon. He's going to want to swap over fast because, as you can see, he's already down to like 1/3 of his health left over. There you go. And I think more than likely, I'm not going to be able to take care of him with this run. I'm going to probably have to go into that same phase that we went to one more time because this all seems to be just based on his HP. He's going to probably get out of this mode really fast like he just did right now and send me back over to this phase one more time. And this is all based on his HP, so the faster you do the damage, the faster or less time you have to spend in every single one of his phases, essentially. So as you can see right now, this should be, wrapping up already. And we'll be coming into the fourth one, which should be pretty cool. He basically loses his face. There it goes. And he turns into God knows whatever the hell this might be. But oddly enough, this is actually the easier phase that he has. And you'd imagine you probably get harder the more, the later into the stage it goes. But no, it gets a lot easier, as a matter of fact. There he goes. Dunsky. And again, don't let the, the steamroll fool you. It's the fact that I've actually upgraded quite a bit, and this is now kind of beneath me at this point. But the upgrades definitely make the game a lot of fun, and the fact that you can kind of put them all over your ship, wherever you want them, you can kind of switch the trajectory. It's really open to customization. That's what's really fun about the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like to support. Does mean a lot. As I mentioned, August 19 is the title release of itself, and if you like it, definitely pick it up. I will catch you next time.